Hello, this is Derek Taylor from the podcast Controversies in Church History. I hope everyone is doing well out there. This is just a little short update on the podcast and things that I am doing in the next month or so. The first thing to note is that the next podcast is going to be kind of far off because of a couple of events I have to do in the next month. At least the next installment of the late series that I'm doing on Latinization. The first thing I want to tell you about, alert you guys to, which you might be interested in, to my listeners, is a Zoom lecture, a live Zoom lecture I am doing on July 1st, Monday, July 1st, from 8 p.m. to 9:30-ish. They were kind of vague on this. I was invited by the Institute of Catholic Culture up in Virginia, which is associated with Christendom College, to give a talk. They have an online adult education program, and they give free lectures. So it's a free lecture. You can register for it. You go to their website. Should be a little section called Live Events and then Live Lectures. And mine's up there. It's called Kulturkampf, the Dismantling of German Catholicism. This is on the German Empire's attempt to destroy the power of the Catholic Church in Germany after it became an empire in 1871. In the 1870s, they'll talk about how the German state did this, what the church, how the church responded to this, why the German Empire just tried to do this. And so, if you don't know, a couple of years ago, I did a podcast episode on this very topic. It's one of the reasons why they asked me to do this. So you'll get a little different version of it, though, this time. Some different material. So if you've listened to that before, if you liked it, you'll learn some different stuff than I did the last time. So that's available. That's I believe there's actually a pre-discussion thing that starts at 7:30, but let's say 7:30 to 9:30-ish on Monday, July 1st. You can register for that. It is free. All their events are free. And I admit I had not heard of the Institute for Catholic Culture before they asked me to do this, but it looks pretty good. They have really good roster of speakers for their live lecture series. So that's the first event to tell you guys about next month. The second event that's coming up, well, is a podcast, but not me doing a podcast by myself, but the next interview, which I think I mentioned in previous episodes. Let me make this clear. Normally these interviews are only for patrons on Patreon, and I wanted to make this one available, the upcoming one available to everyone because of the speaker and the topic. And the speaker is Erick Ybarra, who is an apologist and author, wrote a book a couple of years ago, which is very good. I'm reading through it right now. I'm finishing up with it, called "The Papacy: Revisiting the Debate Between Catholics and Orthodox," and basically goes over the first 1,000 years of church history to discuss the origins of the papacy, the nature of authority in the church, and talk about debates between Catholics and Orthodox. So, and that will be recording, I think, a couple days before my lecture, Zoom lecture. So probably at the beginning of July, this interview will drop for everyone. So what I'd like you to do, by the way, I'm asking you for this in particular, send me any questions you may have for Erick about his book, about the topics. You can take a look at it. Any questions about the papacy in the first century, shoot them my way. You can find, there's a messaging message thing on my website, churchcontroversies.com. You can contact me. I'll get back to you via email. You can also leave a question. I'll put up some more social media posts so you can do that next couple of days. Get around to that. The Facebook page, you can go leave one there, Controversies in Church History's Facebook page. You can check with me on Twitter, DM me with questions for Erick, anything about that. And like I said, also through the website. Get in touch with me. I'd love to hear from you. I'm reading the book. I have plenty of questions for him, but want to know the questions that you have. Oh, yes. You can also leave a comment. I'm posting this on YouTube. Leave a comment on YouTube asking a question, and I'll try to get that to Erick when I interview him at the end of the month. So, and so that's what's going on the next month or so. I'm going to be out of town in July, so we're looking at the next podcast is probably end of July, beginning of August. That will be the next episode in the series on Latinization. This is such inside baseball. There aren't many people waiting for this topic. I know there are some of you I know are waiting for it. It'll be on the modern Middle East, effectively, before Vatican II. That will be the topic of the next Latinization podcast. So that is just what I had to say to you guys. So remember, just to repeat, next couple of months, July 1st, if you want to listen to me talk in a Zoom lecture, go to the Institute of Catholic Culture and register for that, or tell people about it who might be interested. And then, at the beginning of next month as well, be on the lookout for the interview with Erick Ybarra, and get your questions to me, either through the website or through my Facebook page, or DM me on Twitter. And that is it. Thank you, guys. Thank you to all my listeners and supporters. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate your support. Gives me validation that what I'm doing is worthwhile when you like the page, when you do all that stuff. And so I'm grateful for you guys, praying for you. Hope you guys have a wonderful week, or whenever you're listening to this, wonderful day. Take care and God bless. You'll be hearing from me soon.